Welcome to Lesson 8, the last lesson in this session, and we will be covering accounting, auditing number 2. As we come to a close, we're going to examine chapters 15 and 16. First, we give consideration to omitted procedures after the report date. Following the issuance of the audit report, the auditor may become aware of a procedure that has not been performed. It is not the auditor's responsibility to search for such admissions, but, for example, a peer review may disclose that such has occurred. If this happens, there are 5 procedures to follow. Number 1, establish that one or more procedures have actually been omitted. Number 2, assess the importance of the omitted procedure to the final opinion issued. Number 3, determine the existence of persons relying on the report. Number 4, perform the omitted procedure or perform an alternate procedure. And number 5, consult an attorney. If the auditor cannot perform the alternate procedure, issue a scope of limitation or change the opinion to disclaimer or to qualified approval. If the alternate procedure is performed and it is determined that a different opinion should have been issued, take the following steps. First, advise the client to disclose the new information. Second, if the client refuses, notify each board member and disassociate yourself from the financial statements report. And third, notify any users of the financial statements of the changes that have been made. Chapter 16 deals with management representations. The purpose here is to remind the client officers of their personal responsibility for fair presentation of the financial statements. The auditor should get written confirmation of this understanding to avoid possible misunderstanding later on. Refusal to provide written representations constitutes a scope limitation that precludes an unqualified opinion. The choice now is either a qualified opinion or a disclaimer of opinion, depending on the nature of the representation that was not obtained. The letter should contain the following elements. It is addressed to the auditor. It is dated no earlier than the auditor's report. And finally, it is signed by the CEO and CFO or persons responsible for the financial statements. This letter does not substitute for substantive tests to corroborate management assertions. The contents of the letter include acknowledgement of responsibility for following GAAP. It includes completeness of information, and it includes recognition of measurement and disclosure. A sample letter is presented on pages 111 and 112. We will examine the 18 statements included in the letter as homework, since we cannot meet in class to discuss these. And finally, the last page of the chapter contains 20 questions pertaining to management disclosures. The final 4 discussion questions complete your assignment for Lesson 8, and there is a final exam to take, and that concludes. Remember that everything must be in by no later than, I believe it's this coming Sunday, a week from today, by midnight, because we want to turn those grades in, or no, those are when the grades are due from me, so we want to have your everything done, by midnight. And we'll submit those grades, and congratulations on completing a complete online semester, 301, 302, excellent classes that will stand you in good course in your practice as an accountant, perhaps even as a CPA. That's what we're hoping. That is the ambition that you are able to achieve. If you are pursuing another line and this is just ancillary, helping out, that's good too. We want you to realize your intellectual potential, which, because you're in college, is exceptional, and not everyone has that skill or talent to use their mind as you have demonstrated. So congratulations, and here's to your future successes. Bye-bye.